All right, back with some real estate tips with Team Ruggles, Atlanta Communities, serving Bartow, Floyd, and Gordon counties in Georgia. Our office number is 770-240 and 2000. You can call that. It is a directory, and you can choose my name, Eric Ruggles, or my wife's name, Kim Ruggles. If you are interested in more topics on real estate, you can go to my YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/@EricRuggles, and you would hit the Atlanta Communities real estate site or list, playlist, and hit that, and there's a bunch of topics on there about real estate. All right, so today, fiduciary duty in real estate, what it means and why it matters. All right. So, this is for buyers and sellers and agents. So, what is a fiduciary duty? Fiduciary duty is a legal and ethical obligation, all right, where one party, the agent, must act in the best interest of another, the client, all right? So, that's what we are doing as an agent. We always want to act in the best interest of our client, okay? And who owes fiduciary duty? Real estate agents to clients, brokers to clients. It's not owed to customers unless agency is established, all right? And we'll get to customers here in a second. The 6 core fiduciary duties, all right? Obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, accounting, and reasonable acts. All right. So, obedience. Agent must follow lawful instructions of the client, even if it reduces commissions. All right. If the client wants to list a price at a certain price, and our suggestion is that price isn't going to fly, basically we have to do what the client wants us to do. Okay, so basically we follow the instructions of the client. The client is the one that is pretty much in control of the sale of the house. We are there to help them, guide them, and give suggestions. Loyalty. Agent must put client interest above all others, including the agent's own interest. And that happens a lot. All right. A lot of times we have given up some commission in order to get the sale through, in order to help our clients. We have done that before in certain situations and circumstances. It just happens sometimes. So, agent must disclose all material facts that could affect the client's decision. All right. Basically, we have to disclose everything with the house. We can't hide anything, because that could come back and could be a lawsuit. All right, not just to us, but to the owner of the house. So it is definitely in our best interest to disclose everything. Even if we're in a deal, we have to disclose stuff that pertain to the deal. For example, if we have a family member that is also a real estate agent, and basically they are selling a home, and we have a client that wants to buy it, we have to put in the contract that we are related to the seller's agent. We have to disclose everything, just to make sure that everything's out there. All right. Confidentiality. Agent must protect client information even after the transaction closes. All right. We can't go out there and tell them, how much money they made and all this other good stuff. That's between us and our client. And basically that stays with us and the client. Usually when we close a deal, the deal's closed. And we have to file our paperwork, and it has to be filed for 3 years. But basically we don't really talk about it anymore. All right, so that's basically what it is. Accounting. Agent must properly handle all money and documents belonging to the client. Buyer's agent, if they have earnest money, that earnest money needs to be turned in right away. It needs to be turned in right away to the broker so the broker can put it into the third party account. you can't hold on to the money. And basically, that's one of the big ones. All right, earnest money, got to get it turned in. Reasonable care, reasonable acts. All right, agent must use professional skill, knowledge, and diligence. All right, so basically, if there's a change in the contract or if there's anything that needs to be discussed with your client, it should be done right away. You really can't wait a day or 2 days in order to say something to them. All right, so basically, once something is found out, a change, whatever it may be, information about the client, the buyer's agent says something about the client needs this for more time or whatever, it needs to be discussed with our client as well. All right. Examples of fiduciary duty: revealing multiple offers. Once there is an offer, you got to give an offer you have to tell the offer to your client. You can't hold an offer back. All right. Advising correct pricing. Again, we advise it, but it is at the discretion of the client to put the pricing out there. Disclosing defects, we talked about that. That could end up in a lawsuit. Protecting negotiation strategy. All right, how you might proceed in making it a win-win situation to close the deal and still protect your client. Violations of fiduciary duty. Self-dealing. All right, if we go ahead and say, oh yeah, we'll take that offer without even discussing it with your client, that's not good. Withholding information, like any defect to the property or anything like that. Misuse of funds, not turning in the earnest money, cashing the earnest. Just turn the earnest money in. That's what we do. Dual agency without consent. All right. So dual agency would be that we would be having the client on both sides. The client would be the seller and the client would be the buyer, which we really cannot do. All right, ethically we cannot do. What we can do is make the seller, for example, our client, and we have somebody approach us as a buyer. We can tell them we are a customer. We can make them a customer. We cannot advise them with anything. We cannot negotiate for them. We cannot do anything for them except file the paperwork. All right, get the paperwork rolling, and we can do that for them. So basically, technically, we really can't do that. We would have to use one as a client and the other as a customer. So that's how it would end up working. Why fiduciary duty matters: it builds trust, protects clients, prevents lawsuits, and it's pretty much required by law. Within our ethics training that we have, basically, we have to protect our client. All right, we have to do what's best for our client, and in order to do that, we need to build trust, and we need to be loyal to them, and we also need to be honest with them, even if it's going to hurt our commission or even the sale of the property. We need to be honest with them and basically discuss any issues that may arise and come up with solutions for it. That's a big part of being a real estate agent. All right. Some people think this is easy, but it's not. You come across a lot of things that you have to deal with, and sometimes the solutions are hard to come up with, but we do it. All right. Key takeaways: if you are an agent, always act in your client's best interest, even when no one is watching. All right, and that's a big rule for anything in life. I mean, that's your character. All right, how you act when nobody is watching is definitely your character. Okay, so hopefully you're getting a little bit out of these tips, and I just want to tell you that Team Ruggles, we are pretty honest, we are pretty front and forward, and we do make sure we take our client's best interest in account. And we are with Atlanta Communities in Cartersville, and we are serving Bartow, Floyd, and Gordon counties in Georgia. Our number 770-240-2000. Again, it's a directory, and you can either pick my name, Eric Ruggles, or my wife's name, Kim Ruggles, and we will be there for you to help you step by step through one of the most stressful things in your life, purchasing or selling a home. If you want more tips, you can go to my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/@EricRuggles. Again, the Atlanta Communities Real Estate playlist, and there's other topics on there that you can learn from. All right, appreciate it, and we'll be back with you with another topic next time.